What is going on out there, peeps? Man, so you know what? I've had some interesting conversations. We'll go over them here in a second. I'll share with you and then get your input on this. Okay, so let's go through all the unpleasantries, all right? Disclaimer, I am not an attorney, a tax advisor, or a financial advisor. Please consult with real professionals. The following is my opinion and my opinion only based on my own research. I will share the information with you and we'll encourage you to read or listen to the information so that you can form your own opinion. All right, you guys, and as usual at the end of the video, if you don't mind and you like what I'm sharing with you, please hit the thumbs up button and share the video. It helps the channel to grow. And if you're not a subscriber, please do so because it helps me out tons and keeps the channel free 99. Also, just a quick reminder, if you haven't already, come join us on Facebook. I have Pimpy's Investment Chat. It is the same name as my YouTube channel. And there is a link in the description, and I will encourage you guys to please come join us. It's free to join. And here we talk about all kinds of things from foreign currencies, gold and silver, as well as stock and cryptocurrencies. All right, you guys? All right, so here's a conversation I was going to tell you about. So a lot of the salty dogs, what I'm talking about. Salty dogs are people that's been doing this for 10, 15, 16 years. There's this weird type of, we were talking about this weird type of energy, this weird type of upbeat feeling for some reason. Everybody's feeling really good. Once the prime minister made it in there and his cabinet made it in there, now when I sit there and I talk to them, I go, well, why now? What is it different? Because we were this close last year, but why does it seem different to you? Because it does feel a little different. And that's just not pumping hopium. I'm just saying to you, there's like this weird optimism happening. And I can share with you why I feel optimistic about this. One, the prime minister is in there. Two, his cabinet's not too far from being done. Three, if Donald Trump has control of the IQD revaluation, it would make sense to me if I were him. If I was going to pull the trigger, I would do this between now and election time, which is only a few months away. And the reason for that is we need to have some kind of economical rebound, some kind of economical boom. There are a lot of people out there that hold the Iraqi dinar. There really is. There's a lot of us anticipating that the reinstatement rate, or I shouldn't say reinstatement, but the revaluation rate is somewhere $1 to $3.50, somewhere in that neighborhood. Now you can make arguments back and forth for what you think it is, but that's not the point. The point is that's where everybody is forecasting this to be. If this were the case, and let's say just even on the low side, let's just say it's $1. That is going to create a lot of millionaires. It really is. It's going to shift the balance of wealth. People are going to go out there and going to spend their money. You're going to see a bump in the economy. Enough to where it would win him re-election for sure. Now, that's just my opinion. That seems to be the consensus between everybody that I'm talking to. Everybody, even people that don't even like Trump, are like, look, if Trump changed the rate, I would vote for him. I'm laughing, going, great. So Trump needs to bribe you guys in order to vote for him. That's funny. But look, I get it. I understand what they're saying. And that's fine. But it wouldn't just be an economical boom here. This would be a worldwide bump in the economy. A lot of countries and a lot of people would benefit from this change. Anyways, I just thought it was interesting that a lot of the old salty dogs that I talk to, who are usually a little bit on the pessimistic side because they've been in this for so long and they've heard all the promises and all the guesses and you name it, feeling a little bit optimistic. And I have to feel the same way. I have to be honest, I'm feeling the same way. All right, we'll see what's up with our boy Al Kadimi here. So let's get into the news. Parliamentary bloc affirms that foreign portfolios is settled for the Kurdistan Democrats. Okay, good. The National Approach reported on Friday that the foreign and oil portfolios have been decided and will be decided, is what I should say, in the next 2 weeks, confirming that the foreign portfolios would be exclusively for the Kurdistan Democratic Party. The discount of foreign and oil portfolios will take place within the next 2 weeks. All right, so granting the Kurds the Ministry of Foreign Affairs in place of the Ministry of Finance was done by agreement between the negotiators of the political forces, noting that it was agreed that Amir Alawi assumed the financial portfolios and decided the foreign portfolio in the interest of the Kurdistan Democrats. Okay, so look, I know the Kurds are concerned about making sure they get the money that they deserve after shipping all the oil over. This seems like a very good move to me. It's a smart move on the behalf of the Kurdistan people. Look, you want the person there, one of your people there that's in charge of finance. So this looks like a good move, okay? The Ministry of Portfolios are not permanent legacies of any political party and are subject to the foundation of peaceful transfer of power and administration in the country, okay? So look, we know for the past, almost 3 weeks now, that a delegation of people from Kurdistan have been coming to Iraq to talk to all 700 of the different prime minister designates, all right? So, look, they're there just to make sure that Iraq honors their side of this bargain and make sure that the laws that were implemented will be followed. So it looks like there's some agreement going on. There's a lot of kumbaya moments going on. And I think that's another reason why I'm feeling pretty good about everything that's going on. Now, again, that's not jumping the gun. It just, there seems to be, where before there was a lot of resistance there, there doesn't seem to be as much resistance now as before. Okay, so in Iraqi parliament voted at dawn on Thursday to grant confidence in a ministerial curriculum of the government for Kademi and 15 of the ministry cabinets. So we know, I think there's 4 altogether. Okay, 4 more left, and they'll be voted on here not that long from now. So anyways, look at Al-Kademi appoints a new chief of staff. Informed sources revealed Friday that Lieutenant General Abdul Amir Shamari was assigned the position of Chief of Staff of the Iraq Army. The sources said that the Prime Minister, Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, Kademi, appointed Shamari as Chief of the Staff of the Army, replacing Lieutenant Ghanmi. Okay, so good. He's already putting his people into place, people that he feels comfortable with, as he should. Excuse me. Excuse me. So, the delegations of Kurdistan region, let's get to the headlines there, Pimpy. Erbil and Baghdad formed 2 committees to resolve financials and oil disputes. The delegations of the Kurdistan region government negotiated in Baghdad on Friday that they had agreed with the federal government to form 2 committees to resolve the financial and oil differences between the 2 sides. You know, I've read this a lot of times and I cannot figure out what the differences were. But here it is. What was happened was Iraq had committed to a certain dollar amount per barrel, and that's regardless of what happens to the oil prices. Oops. Okay, so when the oil prices dropped, they literally stopped paying these guys their salaries, all right? And that's not cool. I wouldn't feel confident if I was Kurdistan when this happened, but we know, as you read up in the articles above, you can see that Kurdistan and Iraq and Kademi have absolutely come up with something that they're comfortable with. But that's what happened. That's what this article is about. So look, we know that Kurdistan is going to get their people in there. They're going to feel a lot better because they're going to be able to be overlook the finances that's going to be happening in Iraq. Okay. So Al-Kademi invites NATO secretary to visit Baghdad and discuss joint cooperations with NATO. On Friday, Prime Minister Kademi invited NATO Secretary General Jens Stoltenberg to visit Baghdad to discuss ways to raise the level of joint work, especially in the field of training and support to security forces. Now, we already know that Trump has a security force there. As a matter of fact, there is 2 groups now, I think, if I'm not mistaken, 2 groups of what Trump would call it's just spacing me for now. Special forces groups that are there, and they've been working already for the last few months with the Iraqi group of people knocking out ISIS members everywhere. So they already have their own group there. So it looks like NATO wants to get in on this action. I know what Iraq wants to do is have the United States pull out of Iraq. I don't know if they're going to go all the way, but it looks like they want things to be turned over to NATO, and we'll see where that goes. Now, I don't feel good about this because when things were turned over to NATO in Syria, we found out that the NATO soldiers were actually raping the locals. No, I don't know if I want that there. And not only that, they were actually using the money and the arms that was given to NATO and funding ISIS with it. So let's hope that is not, there's no repeat of that, and we'll see where this goes. But Kademi has invited the general from NATO to come over, and a statement of the Prime Minister's office said that Stoltenberg assured Kademi NATO's eagerness, I bet, to strengthen its partnership with Iraq in combating terrorism through the training missions operating in Iraq. Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm kind of iffy on this, to be quite honest with you. Okay, so it looks like our boy Kademi has hit the ground running. There is a strong sense of optimism, finally. I haven't heard a whole lot about the protesters there, to be quite honest with you. I understand that we're in quarantine. I'm not so sure that that was affecting protests. Maybe it has. I know they were under curfew. But even so, usually when you have protests, it's a peaceful demonstration of civil unrest, and I can't imagine that a curfew would keep them indoors. But nonetheless, I haven't seen a lot of articles on response from the Iraqi people regarding Kademi, so that's just curious in my opinion. I'm wondering how the Iraqi people feel about his appointment. Anyways, that's where we are for now. And again, I have to be honest. There is I already have a lot of optimism from a lot of newbies. That's a given. But what I like is the optimism with a lot of you old salty dogs. Okay, you guys? So I'm digging it. Anyways, that's it for now when it comes to Iraq. Look, you guys, again, if you like what's going on, please like and share and subscribe. I really do appreciate it. Thank you so much, and you have a good one.